Hear what? I'm receiving some sort of transmission. Routed through the main system. Routing.
Looking to take a Disney vacation or cruise? Contact Kristen of MagicalJourneysVacations.com. Magical Journeys is an authorized Disney vacation planner. Kristen will get you the best price available and continue to search for deals until the day you travel, taking the worry out of planning your fantastic vacation. Kristen can help plan your dining reservations and answer any questions you may have. She'll even send you maps from the parks. So contact Kristen of Magical Journeys for your next cruise or Disney vacation. Contact Kristen of Magical Journeys at MagicalJourneysVacations.com. So what are you waiting for? Book today at MagicalJourneysVacations.com.
Wow, that sounds great. I want to go. Well, you can't. Why not? Because we have to stay at our posts and keep rebel scum like him out.
Book today at MagicalJourneysVacations.com.
WDW After Dark. Now loading.
WDW After Dark. WDW After Dark. Live and uncensored. Starring Jeff Davis, Al Jonko, Kristen Hetzel, and Eric Allen. WDW After Dark is live and uncensored. Call the hotline at 410-98-WDW-AD. Follow us on Facebook at WDW After Dark Webcast and Twitter at WDW After Dark. Headline news, Disney food, video games, Marvel and Star Wars. WDW After Dark. Live and uncensored. And now prepare yourself for WDW After Dark.
It is Friday, March the 6th, 2015, and this is another edition of WDW After Dark. Hi, everybody. Jeff Davis here with you, filling in for Mr. Al John Go, who is currently at the Walt Disney World Resort. We're coming back from Walt Disney World, actually, right now, along with Kristen. They enjoyed a little off time over at the, and I will just jealously say right now, the Grand Floridian Resort, which I'm sure was real nice. So there are only two talking heads on the show this evening, myself and this gentleman right here, Mr. Eric Thunderbeaver Allen. It's the Woody and Beeve show once again. Eric, how are you?
What's up, dude bro?
Dude bro, what's up?
Dude bro.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How about you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, we missed you last week, but glad you're back this week.
Yeah, as you could tell, new setting here, new office, still kind of, I don't know, maybe putting things together in a way, things getting on the walls, and the boxes are done. I'm completely done with the boxes. I'm happy about that. But it's the hanging of things on the wall that are a little bit more of, taking of time, deciding where things might go. Got a couple of housewarming gifts that I've got to find a spot for and everything else I showed you earlier. So the move was not all that bad. Got it all done in one day and unpacked within 2 days. I was able to unpack everything.
That is 7 shades of awesome right there.
Well, yeah, I took 2 days off from work, and I said, I've got to get this done. So when my feet hit the floor, I said, damn it, these boxes have got to go. I'm tired of looking at boxes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a nice adjustment period for myself and my dog, Miley. She had to adjust a little bit, so I stayed a couple days with her. But happy to be here, and it's nice and quiet, and I'm loving life. So
life is good.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it's good to have everybody watching us here on YouTube and also listening to us over on iTunes or maybe Stitcher Radio. We're part of the We Be Geeks podcast network and also syndicated by Shot Glass Digital, so we want to thank both of them for getting the show out there for us as well. If you're watching us on YouTube, hey, thank you. Make sure you hit that like button. It definitely helps us out, and spread the word about Walt Disney World's WDW After Dark. Yes, we consider ourselves part of that family. We can't help it. I kind of tagged that a little, didn't I? I tagged that in a way. No, we're not really part of Disney.
You're showing your Disney side, dude.
I am. I'm trying to show my Disney side. I'm doing my best. No. But also, if you're listening on iTunes, please give us, one of those ratings, a 5-star rating, a 1-star rating, a 2-star rating, or just tell us how terrible we are. We don't care. We just want to hear from you.
It would thrill my heart if each and every one of you gave us one of those 6-star ratings. I think that would be great.
Ooh, yeah, that would be. Yeah.
That would counterbalance a bunch of us that says, "What are these goobs doing on the air?"
I've been saying myself for a long time now, why do I continue to put myself through this pain, and nobody tells me how bad I am? So I just keep doing it. I don't know why.
Well, it may help the fact that you're pretty darn good.
No. You're good. You're good. I'm just following in, behind you. That's all I'm doing. Come on.
Dude, I'm just going to throw some man love here. You're one of the reasons that I came to Source of Radio in the first place. So
yeah, but you're the one with like 1,000 voices, though. I have this. You have like 1,000 of them.
Okay. I'm a freaking genius too. So let's move on.
Are we showing too much man love on the show already, and it's not even 10 minutes into it? I guess.
Yeah. Well, we're just brothers from a different mother. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. So, we do have a lot of different things to get to this evening. We've got Disney World news. We have Disneyland news. We have Marvel news. We might have a little Star Wars Weekends news in there as well. Some good things to talk about, and comic books and parks and popcorn. We're going to talk about popcorn. And you're kind of going, what do you mean just popcorn? Just wait. And when you hear what we have to say about popcorn, it might interest you, because we'd like to kind of push this a little bit for Disney to get the word on something like this so we can convince them to do this.
And even if we weren't, sitting back watching this on YouTube, just pop you some popcorn, sit back, relax, kick off your sneakers, prop up your feet. Popcorn is a good thing to eat while watching or listening to WDW After Dark.
It is. Even if it's flavored popcorn, it's still good.
Yeah.
That wouldn't bother me. Yeah, wouldn't bother me at all.
I think we should have an official WDW After Dark snack, and I think that snack should be popcorn.
Either popcorn or jerky.
Bacon jerky, and you've got a deal.
Bacon jerky it is. If it's
all right,
bacon jerky, you see, that's just, everything's good with bacon, and especially if it's jerky at the same time. So
man law,
definitely a man law.
Man law.
Heavy man law show this evening.
Yes.
Whatever you want to call it.
Man law, yeah.
Yes, sir. So, anyway, like I said, lots of news to get to this evening, and we're definitely watching the chat room as well over at WDWAfterDark.com to see what they have to say on some of the different topics that we're going to talk about on the show this time around. Now, remember, if you do have any of those comments or anything, you could do it on the YouTube page, or you can send us an email over at WDWAfterDark@gmail.com, so you can ask any questions or answer questions, or, like I said before, tell us how terrible we are. And, well, if you're doing that, then why are you watching or listening in the first place, I guess?
If you make it all the way through the show and you just tell us how terrible we are, then we win, because you've just sat through it.
Yeah, the whole thing. You just sat there for the whole thing. So, Eric, what do you have to cover tonight when it comes to like Marvel or Star Wars, anything like that? What do you got?
We are going to start off with something that's actually coming out next week.
Yeah.
With it's part Marvel, part Disney, and it's all awesome. Now, Jeff, if I were to tell you,
hang on to them hats and glasses, 'cause this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness,
what would I be talking about?
Stitch's Great Escape.
Oh, we wish.
No, I'm thinking Frontierland. I'm thinking Magic Kingdom. I'm thinking Big Thunder Mountain.
Big Thunder Mountain it is.
Okay.
Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is coming out next week. I believe it's next week. I believe on the release calendar, but it's definitely coming out this month, March 2015. It is a 5-issue limited series from Marvel Comics. by writer Dennis Hopeless and artist Ty Walker. I'm not kidding. His name really is Hopeless. It's like, do we have a writer? Yeah, it's Hopeless.
Kind of like
No,
my
no, no.
life. That
Yeah.
reminds me of my life. I appreciate that. Yeah. Hopeless.
Yes, this is the newest adventure under the Disney Kingdom's imprint. You had sold-out success. Quote, after the sold-out success of our last Disney Kingdom series, David Gabriel, assistant editor Mark Basso, and sales and marketing editor Bill Roseman. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I have just completely made a mess out of this because this article is kind of worded a little funky. Yeah, it is.
Funky worded article. Yeah. Okay.
It's a funky worded article right here on WDW After Dark. Bill Roseman, who is the editor for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, is the one doing the quoting. He says, after the sold-out success of our last Disney Kingdom series, that would be Figment, by the way, which went into additional printings, just in case you were wondering. Sales and marketing VP David Gabriel, assistant editor Mark Basso, and Bill Roseman immediately began talking to Imagineers Josh Shipley, Brian Crosby, Andy Genova, and Tom Morris about what their next story should be. They have done Supernatural with their first installment, which was Seekers of the Weird, which, for those of you who don't recognize that name,
Nope.
Seekers of the Weird, it was kind of... It tied into like the early history of the Haunted Mansion, and when I mean the history of the Haunted Mansion, I mean more like the history of the attraction, not the history of the story.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Because the Haunted Mansion was originally supposed to be like a walkthrough thing. It was supposed to be like Museum of the Weird.
Right.
So they done Supernatural with that, and then they did Steampunk with Figment. And that was really, really a good series if you have not read it. So they decided to continuing offering readers genre variety by doing a Wild West storyline. And, of course, if you're going to do Wild West and you're going to do Disney, there's only really one thing you can do, and that is Big Thunder Mountain. Let's see. The Imagineers provided a lot of background reference. He said, quote, diving into the background ref the Imagineers supplied, I was intrigued by a young female character mentioned in the Disneyland Paris version of the attraction that I thought would make an exciting protagonist. He said, once the Imagineers agreed, I knew Dennis and Ty, who did such amazing work with their teen cast when we worked together on Avengers Undercover, would be the perfect fit for this. Hopeless, the writer, said, I love the idea of a gold rush western that's also a larger-than-life Disney adventure. Masked bandits, gunfights, train robberies, dynamite, gold. The Old West is such a cool setting, and we get to do the full-throttle, no-brakes version. He says, I've always loved building characters from the ground up. I'll start developing character stories, personalities, and voices before I've even fleshed out a plot. He said, it's my favorite part of the process, and it's something I do for every project. He says, our hero is Abigail Bullion, the teenage daughter of Big Thunder Mining Company owner Barnabas T. Bullion. Abby moves to Big Thunder after her mother's death and finds her gold-obsessed father locked in a battle with a mountain. Winner keeps the gold. Abby will have to pick a side before her father's greed and nature's fury conspire to destroy the town and everything in it.
Literally.
Oh, you guys, excuse me. I had a little burrito there for lunch there.
My gosh.
Yeah.
That's intense, man.
Yeah, the editor goes on to say, if all goes well, one day readers will see how all of the stories are interconnected. This is another big thing. So think about this. You know how with Marvel, you have the hashtag, it's all connected.
Sure.
Well, all right, Seekers of the Weird, Figment, and Big Thunder Mountain, they said, are all going to be interconnected. He said, the adventures may be taking place during different time periods,
Yeah.
but it's our intention to create a cohesive Disney Earth quote-unquote Disney Earth, where all of these stories are taking place.
Good for Disney.
Yeah. So I am seriously excited about that. So I subscribed to the Figment on the digital version, and yes, that really did, to me, it did justice to the original incarnation of the ride, and it should, because when Mighty Marvel Geeks had writer Jim Zub on as an interview,
Yeah.
he was talking about how he drew a lot of inspiration from the original version of the ride,
Mhm.
and the only time he has ever ridden it was that original.
Huh. Now, when you said digital version, Eric, remind our viewers and our listeners how they can view the digital version of these comics that you're talking about.
Okay. What you can do is you can go online on your phone, either through the App Store or the Play Store, and you can download these apps for free. You can download the Marvel Comics app for free.
Okay.
Now, you have to pay for the subscriptions,
Mm-hmm.
but once you pay for the subscription, you can download it to your phone, your tablet, your laptop, whatever, and just take them anywhere you want.
Now, doesn't Marvel Comics do like one free comic per month or
Yes.
something like that?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that is worth getting the app just by itself.
Yeah, sure.
Now, if you decide you want to subscribe to something, like I subscribe to Figment, I'm going to be subscribing to this. I subscribe to Star Wars. Yes. And there's also Marvel Unlimited. Now, Marvel Unlimited is not free. It's like $9 a month
Mm-hmm.
or so. But it's like the comic book version of Netflix.
Right.
So, once you download that, you subscribe to it, you download the app, you can go through and it's like, well, look, here's Howard the Duck #1 from the 70s.
Wow. I saw a picture of him today on Facebook. Yeah.
So if you want to go through, or like, here's the thing, the Age of Ultron, the comic books are on Marvel Unlimited.
Wow.
So you want to say, well, what's all this movie about? Well, you can go back and you can read up and get caught up, so you know kind of what to expect.
Let me add, because I'm just not full into this whole, comic thing. I never have been. I wasn't when I was a kid. But these days, do people still actually buy the comics, or are they more, drawn towards the app where they can, buy the comics and have them anytime, anywhere, these days, with that.
Oh,
type
they
of,
still buy.
They still buy.
They still buy the print. I think Star Wars #1, as a matter of fact, is in its 4th printing right now.
4th. Wow.
4th printing.
No kidding.
Like it's sold over 1 million copies.
Wow.
Of course, it had a bajillion alternate covers on them.
Yeah.
So that could have very easily skewed the sales just a little bit. But yeah, people are still buying the print. And if you, as I understand it, this would be something that my co-host on Mighty Marvel Geeks would be able to tell you more definitively. The way Marvel works, if you buy the print, you get a redemption code, so you get the digital version free. So, which I would probably take advantage of more if there were actually any comic book stores near me. The closest that I know of is like on the complete other side of town.
Oh yeah, they're not as rampant as they were,
No, they're not.
30 years ago, So.
But speaking of, did you say 30 or 40?
I said 30.
30. Well, it's too bad you didn't say 40, because 40 years ago today, the X-Men got launched. Basically, their resurgence started in the comics. Basically, what happened in the 60s, the X-Men it really was not all that popular.
Mm-hmm.
But it got demoted to a reprint series, void of new material for 5 years, if not for the complete overhaul. That's exactly what it was. It was a complete overhaul in Giant Size X-Men #1. Now, this is where you first see Wolverine as an X-Men, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Storm as X-Men. And this was 40 years ago today. It marked the first all-new X-Men tale in almost 5 years. You meet Nightcrawler, who is being chased by a torch-carrying mob. You see Wolverine in Quebec and Banshee in Nashville, which, that's where all Irish people go. Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Let's see. You find Storm in Kenya, and you find Colossus near Siberia. So you have all these people brought together in one comic book, and that's pretty much what started the X-Men popularity back up.
Yeah.
So happy 40th anniversary to the rebirth of the X-Men.
Wow. That's a long time.
That's sad when you realize that you're older than not quite as older than the franchise, but older than the new franchise.
Yeah.
Speaking of franchises, are you going to be watching Daredevil when it comes out on Netflix?
I am. I definitely am going to be watching that, yes.
Okay. Well, they have revealed who is going to be playing Kingpin. And that would be Vincent D'Onofrio. If you remember Men in Black, the first Men in Black movie, he was the guy that played Edgar. Edgar, the guy who got possessed by Bug.
Okay, all right. Gotcha.
There you go.
That helped.
Okay. Let's see. Vincent D'Onofrio stars as Wilson Fisk. For those of you who don't know who Kingpin is, he is a New York-born gangster whose methods of cleaning up his city differ greatly from the blind title vigilante of Marvel's Daredevil. There's going to be 13-episode season, and it comes out on April 10th. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the Kingpin from the comics, this version of the Kingpin is not quite the same version. Whether he, in terms of acts or in terms of looks, he's not as fat. First of all, in the comics, in the comics, Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, is 6'7" and 450 pounds. They say he's described as a sumo wrestler in a fashionable suit, and
but he's like solid though. He's like real solid.
It's a firm fat. I mean, you still don't want to. He's got some strength. He can take you out.
Yeah.
Now D'Onofrio shaved his head and added about 30 pounds to his 250-pound, 6'3" frame. So he's not skinny by any stretch of the imagination. He says, quote, "I wanted him to have an appearance of being super powerful so that when he throws a punch, it's a major punch."
Okay.
So, that's a casting decision that I think some people who just on the looks of him are going to say, well,
damn.
It's not that good a Kingpin. But if you remember, John Rhys Davies actually played Kingpin. If you remember the old Incredible Hulk TV show,
I do. Yeah,
they did a made-for-TV movie called The Trial of the Incredible Hulk, and this is where they actually introduced Daredevil.
Yeah,
and also introduced the Kingpin, although they never called him Kingpin. It was always Fisk.
Yeah,
but John Rhys Davies, the guy who played Sala in Raiders of the Lost Ark and Gimli in Lord of the Rings, he was the guy that played Kingpin there. This, I think, is going to turn out pretty well. Because, I mean, just looking at the pictures of him, you can find him online,
yeah,
he's got the face for Kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking that once you see him in action, you see how he operates, and and whatnot, I think you're going to see. You're going to see he's going to do a great job. And I tell you who else is doing a good job. That's some other people over at Marvel Studios.
Mm-hmm.
Because Marvel Studios, and this is coming from Marvel's own website, so you know it's non-biased. Marvel Studios snags 9 MTV Movie Awards nominations.
Good grief, really?
Yes. And Guardians of the Galaxy has 7.
Wow.
Just Guardians of the Galaxy is 7 nominations. Guardians of the Galaxy received a nomination as Movie of the Year. Chris Pratt, who played Star-Lord, received nominations for Best Male Performance, Best Comedic Performance, and get this, Jeff, Best Shirtless Performance.
Holy moly.
Furthermore, his...
Okay. I don't know how to respond to that, because the only scene that I can think of is when he's being washed down at the prison.
Yeah.
And I guess that's all.
Apparently, he makes getting hosed down look good.
And the thought I just thought of that. The fact that I know that scene is just. I'm scarred for the rest of the evening. Okay.
Do you remember his opening song and dance sequence?
I do.
That also got him a nomination for Best Musical Moment.
Oh, God.
Now,
MTV comes up with the craziest categories for award
Yes.
nominations. I got to be honest with you. That's
Zoe Saldana's prosthetic heavy performance got her a nomination for Best On-Screen Transformation.
Really?
She doesn't turn into anything.
No.
Now, Bradley Cooper as Rocket and Vin Diesel as Groot scored the pair of them a nomination for Best Duo.
Wow, that's
Now I could totally see that, because that was one of the best relationships I have seen.
well, I mean, it's I am Groot, and that's it. It goes so far with just the one line, and with Rocket responding to
Well, it's just like Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Chewbacca will just go, and Han will go like, so what if the aluminum dampeners weren't up to spec? It's not my fault. It just that's like one of the best jokes that you'll ever hear.
You know what, folks? I'm going to tell you something right now. The benefit of watching this show, vice listening to the show, is seeing the face that Eric makes when he makes the voice of Chewbacca on camera. That you can't get in podcast form. You're missing out, people. I'm telling you, you're missing out. Good grief. That was a classic moment, man.
Are you not entertained?
Right. Oh, goodness. All right.
Meanwhile, Marvel Studios got some nominations from Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Let's see here. Captain America's Final Showdown with Winter Soldier got a nomination for Best Fight, while Evans's misdirecting smooch with Black Widow earned them a nomination for Best Kiss.
Miley didn't like that.
Miley didn't like it either.
Miley didn't even like that. No, she doesn't go for that one. And I don't go for that one. That's not me. No.
Especially when later on in the movie, it's, so really, that was your first kiss since 1945? He goes, was it that bad?
Well, yeah.
Well, she ought to come back with, well, it got us a nomination, so it's not that bad.
Well, it's not a moment that I, hit pause, rewind, and look at again. It's just kind of, all right, fine, whatever.
So that was 12% of a moment, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe 12% if you want to give it that, but I wouldn't.
So that is all the Marvel news that I have tonight.
Fantastic stuff, man. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
All of it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's move on to Disney Park news.
Please.
I normally start with Disney World, but because Disneyland is on the short list tonight, we will start with them. And it's not all bad. It's not great, but it's not all bad. There was some minor damage, but no injuries reported on It's a Small World, which was involved in a fire. A few sections of the charred facade were the only signs of damage, really, following a very small fire near Disneyland's It's a Small World attraction last Saturday night. The interior of the ride was not affected, thank goodness, and there were no injuries reported. Disney is still investigating the source of the fire, from what they say. But a lot of people have already said it's fallout from the Fantasy in the Sky fireworks show. Reminiscent of what we saw with the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, it catching fire due to embers falling from the Wishes Nighttime Spectacular.
So, since it's a small world, it's a small fire.
It's a small fire. Yes,
it's a small blaze after all.
Yes.
So, but let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
You said it's not that bad of a news. Do you consider It's a Small World catching fire good news or bad news?
Apparently, the unaltered clone says good news. So I'm kind of in the middle on this one. I love how he just kind of inserts that, right there.
Well,
So
the apple does not fall far from the sarcasm.
No,
tree.
apparently it does not at all. But it was reported around a little after 9 o'clock last Saturday evening, about 3 minutes after the fireworks show began. From what KTLA reports, the fire burned for about 30 minutes. And Disneyland said in a statement, foliage in a backstage area adjacent to It's a Small World is what caught fire. It was extinguished by the Disneyland Fire Department. And literally, as you know, as usual, when stuff like this happens, social media went nuts. And YouTube videos and just Facebook and Twitter just, trending. Literally, Disneyland was trending last Saturday night because of all the stuff that was going on. Portions of Fantasyland were evacuated while the blaze was put out. It's a Small World did reopen on Saturday night. It did not keep it closed.
How long has it been since It's a Small World was actually trending?
I don't think it ever has, going to be honest with you. Yeah, never happened. But on Sunday, there was a noticeable scent of fire smell, the scent of fire and embers and burnt kind of charred stuff around the entrance to Toontown.
Was it like the going through the burning of Rome on Spaceship Earth?
I would probably say so. Say so, yeah.
Okay.
And Disney stationed a cast member near the scene of the fire to keep the curious kind of away from the area, we don't want you around here taking pictures and, all that other stuff. But in addition to the foliage that was burnt, a small section of the attraction's facade, which has been undergoing some refurbishment since January, was also affected in the fire, with gold-plated accents blackened and blistered from the heat of the fire. So, golly, gee whiz. I mean,
if you're one of the workers that's been doing that's been working on the refurbishment to the facade.
Nothing to see here.
It's kind of like, God damn it, now I've got to just do that all over again.
You're just pissed off because you just worked on it for the past 45 days. And
yes.
Now we've just got to just demolish it completely and redo it. God, people, come on. I mean,
it's like, I've spent the last 3 months working on this. Do you know how hard it is to gold this stuff?
For minimum wage? Because they probably don't get paid that much. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's contracted out. Who knows? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's done by Imagineers. But Disneyland does close Toontown each night prior to the fireworks show because of the risk of fallout. Not nuclear fallout, but fireworks fallout. And cast members who work in the Team Disney Anaheim structure immediately behind Toontown are required to remain indoors during the show as well. Now, on nights when the wind blows to the south, Disneyland also closes the fireworks viewing area directly in front of It's a Small World as an added safety precaution. So apparently visiting Small World over in Disneyland is a risk come nighttime when the fireworks start. So I would recommend skipping that attraction and going to another area of the park away from Toontown.
So now you're blaming this on El Nino?
Maybe so.
Well,
I
there
don't
you
know.
go.
I don't know. But that was the major Disneyland story from this past week. Of course, they've been talking about the 60th anniversary coming up. You know, we beat that to death pretty much. So
I still can't believe that it's almost the 60th anniversary, because
Yeah.
when we went out there back in 06, they were still doing the 50th anniversary, and I'm not ready for that trip to be 10 years ago yet.
10 years ago, Eric Allen, Jeopardy champion. How many other Disney shows can say they've got a Jeopardy champion on there? I don't think there is any. I don't think.
Well, the Sorcom Review can, Mighty Marvel Geeks can.
I'm not talking about the entire our network. Come on. No, I'm just talking about, us in general.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Other shows out there.
I
Come
got
on.
you.
Just okay. So
I had to go there.
you did.
I never said they were all going to be good jokes, just that there would be plenty.
That's true. All right, so that takes care of Disneyland. We're done with that part. We're going to move over to Disney World, because there's a lot, as usual, a lot going on with Walt Disney World. And we're going to start off with Disney announcing that Bob Chapek, I guess is how his last name is pronounced, is going to become the chairman of Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, taking the place of Mr. Tom Staggs, who was recently named Chief Operating Officer of the Walt Disney Company, according to a report from Variety. Chapek has been with the Disney Company for more than 27 years, including serving as president of Disney Consumer Products since 2011. Now, here's where my red flag throws up.
Merchandising.
Aside from not knowing really anything about this guy, I see I highlighted that word, consumer products, since 2011. And what does that tell me? So for somebody who's taking over Disney Parks and Resorts, the word you used, merchandising. We are going to have so much crap thrown at us from so many different angles here in the next couple of years of branding, from Frozen to past Disney movies. It's going to be in your face, crazy in the parks with them. Sell. It's going to be like Wall Street at Disney World. Sell. It's just, it kind of upsets me a little bit, but I don't know enough about the guy to literally crucify him just yet.
Jeff?
Yeah.
What do you mean gonna be?
Well, just in general,
I think merchandising is where the real money is made. We know that. And I would rather them push a load of, Elsa and Anna plush on us than raise ticket prices. Because at that point, yes, you have a decision. You can make the decision, I'm not going to buy that Anna plush.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't really have much of a choice when it comes to the ticket prices. It's kind of like, well, you can say, I'm not going to go park hopper. I'm going to go just one park one day and try to keep my cost down on that.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, I'm not a big merchandise guy unless it's something that I consider to be good. Like, hey, this 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea shirt that I am wearing tonight. Yes, I'll splurge for stuff like that.
Sure, yeah, and we all do. We all do stuff like that. But it may not necessarily just be merchandising itself, because we're already seeing the effects of what just one Disney movie can do to Disney parks in general. We had a
unfortunately,
summer fun time. We had summer Frozen fun time. We've had an attraction shut down and is now being gutted for a Disney movie. Disney was already throwing, Frozen into our faces literally. and figuratively at the same time. Now you're bringing some guy from Disney Consumer Products who is the head of it, who is now going to find even more ways to throw that kind of stuff in your face, whether it be signs all over the place, whether it be merchandise, or whether it may be attractions, classic Disney attractions, or attractions that we just love, shut down and rebranded, in quotations, to a Disney movie to sell. And I just don't know if I like the idea of that.
Well, we have seen that.
Yeah.
Beyond Maelstrom, we have seen that done with the Seas, with Nemo and Friends, with the Grand Fiesta Tour, starring the Three Caballeros.
Yep.
I'm just waiting for some sort of cartoon to come out with with the Old West, and we'll have Big Thunder Mountain rebranded.
Could be.
Oh wait, they tried that with Home on the Range, and
it just didn't work.
It just didn't work.
It didn't work. But like I said, I'm not going to crucify this guy because that literally hasn't fully taken over the position just yet, and I'm going to give him at least a couple of years to really annoy the crap out of me before I start crucifying him on both the show Thursday and on WDW After Dark as well. So I'll give him some time. Some time.
And for all we know, this guy's going to be he could be a tremendous, wonderful steward of the parks and resorts.
And he could be a complete and total jackass and ruin everything as well.
Well, if we plan towards the latter, then we can only be positively or pleasantly surprised.
This is true. This is very true. So we'll watch him very closely, and we'll put some people on him to watch him 24 hours a day and see what kind of a lifestyle he has. And,
I'm watching you, boy.
See if we can get a background check on him or something. I don't know.
I'm Jethro from WDW After Dark. I'm going to be watching you for the next 2 years to see if you're just that kind of jackwagon that we don't like.
Oh, my gosh. That's kind of creepy. Yeah. Bob, we're watching you. Okay. So we'll leave it at that.
Hey,
All
Bob, I'm going to camp out in your camper back here in the backyard. Just to let you know.
Oh, obsessed much? Probably so. Moving on. All right, let's talk about Disney Cruise Line for just a second. They received 12 first-place designations from the Cruise Critic Cruisers' Choice Awards. That's one hell of a name. The Cruise Critic Cruisers' Choice Awards last week. Now, the awards are given based on the personal experiences of the cruisers who sailed in 2014. All 4 Disney ships received recognition in categories such as Best Overall, Best for Families, Best Service, and Best Entertainment. So a big thank you to the Disney Cruise Line for entertaining us in so many fantastic ways, and I'm sure they will continue to get more great recognition as time does go on.
When are you getting on a Disney cruise, Jeff?
I keep saying next year.
You ever get on board a Disney cruise, it's not going to take you long to look around and go, man, why didn't I do this already? I must have been the mother of all idiots.
I say that now. I don't need to get on Disney Cruise Line in order to, say that. Yeah, so
you'll say it more often then.
Oh, gee, thanks, Eric. Appreciate that.
No, seriously, I'm saying this as a true friend and dude, bro. Once you get on there, you will question why it took you so long to do it.
I love to cruise. Don't get me wrong, but every time, I do start talking about it. And it comes up, hey, we want to do this for Disney World. We want to do this for Disney World. I'm like, I'm on board. Let's do it. Let's go.
There you go.
If I were like some of these other people and just could, drop a couple of grand at the drop of a hat or have somebody pay me to go on these things, then I would be more than happy to do it. But I don't have that luxury like other people do. And so I have to do what I can when I can.
You mean you're not a 1%er after all, Jeff?
I am not in the top echelon of Disney travelers. Let's just put it that way. I wish I were, but I am not, because I don't have that type of well, whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Money?
That's the first part of it, I guess. But,
There you go.
Connections and a laundry list of other things. I'll start getting off into a tangent. I don't want to do that.
The only thing standing between me and $1 million is, a winning lottery ticket.
Right. If that ever does happen, you will see me on a Disney cruise with the suites and everything. I mean, sea and land, the vacation.
I win the Powerball lottery, and I have more money than I will ever be able to possibly blow.
Oh yeah.
I'll take you. I'll take you.
I'm there, man. I'm there. All you gotta do is let me know when.
All right.
I'll take the time off.
All right.
All right, so in honor of the upcoming release of the live-action Cinderella movie on March the 13th, which is next Friday, Disney is offering a special sweepstakes with a grand prize that gives one lucky family a taste of what happily ever after is really all about. Cinderella's Perfect Fit sweepstakes awards one grand prize consisting of the following. Check this out. You get a one-night stay there inside of Cinderella Castle. You get a 3-night stay at a Walt Disney World Resort Hotel, 4 or 5 Magic Your Way tickets with park hopper and water park fun and more option, a Bibbidi Bobbidi boutique makeover for one child, ages 3 to 12, and a $500 gift card. So make sure you check that out before time runs out. Taking place on May the 14th, 2015, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., Galactic Gathering will give guests the opportunity to purchase new products created especially for, yes, it is coming, Star Wars weekends.
Woohoo!
Guests who attend this event will also have the opportunity to meet Disney characters, Disney Design Group artist, and Ashley Eckstein from her universe. Now, the tickets to this event, so you can get some exclusive merchandise, is going to cost you $250 per guest. And theme park admission is not included, but required to participate in the event. So you're looking at probably spending over, I don't know, $370-something just to go to this one event.
What was that we were talking about? Somebody being the head of, consumer merchandise?
Sell! Yeah, exactly. So, what an opportunity. But here's the thing. You're paying $250 for this event. You're paying for park admission at the same time. But you're going to this event in order to buy certain things. But you get other things as well, all right? You get a package for the Galactic Gathering is going to include this, all right? The Rebel or Empire Retail Magic Band. Guests can choose their side when registering online, and it is exclusive to attendees only. You get a commemorative trading pin, also exclusive. Also, Darth's Maul Lightspeed Pass, which gives expedited entry into Darth's Maul for all 5 weekends, exclusive to attendees. Also, first opportunity to pre-purchase, again, merchandise, including personalized name tags, D-Tech phone cases, Donnie and Burke handbags, excuse me, a Galactic Gathering Disney gift card, retail magic bands, limited edition pins, and Vinylmations. You get first opportunity to purchase the new designs of Star Wars-themed Disney gift cards and Han Solo-inspired popcorn bucket with popcorn. So they want you to spend all this money just so you can walk into the mall and spend more of what? Money. Money. If anybody remembers Shane McMahon's entrance song for, Monday Night Raw. Okay. Anyway, I'm reminiscing here. Registration for the event started on March the 4th, which was a couple of days ago, over at DisneyParksMerchandise.com. So tickets for the event may go quickly. If you're ready and willing and able to spend all this money in order to go to this event, you want to do it now before time runs out. So
yeah. Now, I will give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Some of this merchandise looks really good, and I love the Magic Bands designs. I'm just thinking, this is as close as I'm going to get to it, though.
pretty much. Yeah, I won't be seeing it.
Yeah, we
Not gonna
won't
happen.
be seeing it.
No.
Because really, for that to pay off, the Lightspeed Pass to get into Darth Maul is really only going to pay off if you go more than one weekend.
Buku dollars. That's what it is. You got to
Yes.
spend the buku dollars.
You got to spend money to take advantage of the great deals.
Exactly. Good point. Good point. So if you're that hard up for it, hey, more power to you. Just go ahead and have fun and send us pictures of what you pick up and your exclusive merchandise and everything else. We'd love to see what they look like and, how much money you really spent, like $600-700, like some people will spend at that event. It's just how it is. So I wish
It's a
I could.
house payment.
It is. It's a car payment. It's a house payment. Some people go there and literally max out their credit cards just on merchandise for Star Wars weekends.
I'll be paying my credit card off. That's what I'm going to be doing with that money.
Yeah, that's what I'd do. I'd pay a couple of things off. So
Yeah.
enjoy the event. Tell us about it here on WDW After Dark. All right, there's been some numerous reports from recent guests at the parks that Disney is in the process of introducing photo identification onto tickets that are frequently failing the biometric fingerprint authentication at the turnstiles. Now, it's currently in testing at Disney's Animal Kingdom. The process involves those guests that are not able to successfully authenticate with the biometric fingerprint reader visiting Guest Relations to set up a photo ID. At Guest Relations, their identity is verified and a photo is taken, which is then electronically associated with the My Disney Experience profile for that guest. Once set up, the additional enrollment allows cast members at the turnstiles to see a digital photograph of the guest and then to manually verify the identity of the guest based on that photograph without somebody requiring them to use a successful fingerprint read. Now, if it's successful in the process of this test, the new system should make for a very convenient, I guess, entry process for those guests that are, encountering some problems during the process of using their fingers to put on the scanner and everything, and preventing them the need to pull out a wallet and show an ID, holding up everybody else in the line, and you're pissed off, and you're like, what the hell's taking these people so long? Get me in the park. I'm already tired. I'm already sweating. Thank you,
Is
Disney.
this the
for
voice
shortening.
of bitter experience?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I think it's for a lot of other people too. That
Yeah.
are probably listening to the show that have run into this problem. Like, why is it your finger, this finger, or this finger, or whatever finger you're going to use doesn't work on this thing? Can you speed this process up a little bit, please? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I gotta be honest. I've been there as well, and it's always happened. Like, it doesn't matter what line you get in.
Yeah.
When it comes time to entering the parks, every other line around you is going faster than you.
Always.
Because you've got somebody like Phyllis's grandma going in there. I put my finger in here.
Oh, no, don't say that name. Please don't say that name. Don't. She's quiet. Let her stay quiet, okay? Don't antagonize her, all right?
Okay. All right, we can be some old guy then. I put my finger in here, and it's not working. What am I? Please come over here. Drop what you're doing. You're tending to a person with a baby. I'm 90 years old. I've made more than that kid does.
Oh, my God.
Kid doesn't care. Come attention me.
Not that we don't love old people and
We
the
do love old
elderly
people.
on After Dark. Don't get me wrong.
We aspire to be elderly one day.
Yeah, we do.
We
In a
all
way,
aspire to be elderly.
Yeah, we do. I pretty much agree with you on that one. But the thing is, when you go to enter the parks, okay, you're always You're looking at the lines to the turnstiles. You're going, okay, there are this many people here at this one. There are this many people. Everybody will always go to the shorter line.
Yes.
And there is always somebody in that shorter line that is going to make you sit and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait because they have a stroller or they can't do the fingerprint thing or their magic band isn't working or their ticket's not going through. Folks, just deal with it. Just suck it up and deal with it. It's the only solution. That we can't change it. But the fact that Disney is going through this process of testing this new system, of putting photos along with your magic band or your ticket or anything else because your finger doesn't work on the little scanner, thank you, Disney. Good idea. I do like the idea of it.
It's one of the few ideas Disney has come up with lately that I really can wholeheartedly endorse.
Because you know what it does? It takes those people out of the line and out from in front of my way of getting into the park, sends them over to guest relations, and then it makes them get back in line again, and there's somebody else's problem and not mine.
There you go.
Praise you, Disney. Thank you very, very much.
By the time they get back there, we have already made our way through.
Exactly.
And we are waiting for Pirates of the freaking Caribbean.
Which we will be talking about.
Yes,
shortly.
we will.
We will be talking about that. All right, so let's see. I have Cinderella news again. This was interesting, if I can find my page here as I thumb through everything. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
He's got more Cinderella news. Jeez.
If you haven't caught it yet, there is a brand new Cinderella Coach souvenir premium popcorn container that is coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios that they posted about over on the Disney Parks blog. If you haven't seen it, go check it out because it looks absolutely scrumptious. Why? Because Disney popcorn is in it. That's why. I don't care. You know, you could throw anything up there, and you put Disney popcorn in it, and people are going to buy it. Because not only do they want the souvenir mug, okay, yeah, we want the souvenir bucket or whatever it is, but we want the popcorn that's in it at the same time. Why? Because there's no other taste in this world like popcorn from the Disney parks. Whether you're on Main Street, USA, whether you're in the World Showcase over at Epcot, there is just something about Disney popcorn, Eric Allen.
I fully agree with you on that one. It's so good that people will steal it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah, they will.
People will steal it. Back in our 2006 trip to the Disneyland Resort, we are rolling our stroller around, and we have gotten one of the Disney buckets of popcorn. We hooked this popcorn bucket onto the stroller handle. Hooked. Did not just set it in there. We hooked, as in we detached one end, looped it over, and then hicked it so it was hooked in to the stroller handle.
It was not coming off, period.
It would not come off over its own volition.
Oh, wow.
So
that is a fantastic idea. Love it. Absolutely love it. That's good.
We go into Haunted Mansion, and we're having a grand old time because this is one of the attractions that I really, really, really wanted to experience in our trip.
An original.
The other one was Pirates, but of course the one park attraction that was down for freaking refurbishment when we were there. You want to take a wild stab at which one it was?
Pirates?
Yes. Yes.
Yay for me! What a guess.
Yeah. So anyway, we come out of Haunted Mansion, and lo and behold, that bucket of popcorn is gone.
Are you kidding me?
I kid you not.
Was it a souvenir bucket of popcorn? Or just a bucket? Or just a plain Jane?
Well, it wasn't a plain Jane. I don't think it was. It wasn't like the high level, Cinderella Coach level fancy schmancy. It was plastic. It had Mickey Mouse on it.
And it had popcorn in it.
Yeah. And
Oh,
now it's somebody else's souvenir.
that really sucks. What
So, yes.
jackass steals a souvenir popcorn bucket? Come on, people. They're not
From
that
a
expensive.
stroller.
From a stroller on top of everything else. See, you took some child's popcorn just because you wanted the souvenir bucket.
Yes.
That's messed up. Wow.
How old was he? He was 4 years old. Not even 4 years old.
4 years old.
Wait a minute. You were older than 3. I was 3.5. Oh, 3.5. Excuse me. A 3.5-year-old.
He's got to break it down. I was 3 years, 6 months, 23 days, 43 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow. That's,
Welcome to WDW After Dark, the show that is live and uncensored and intended for adults, but apparently kids can sit just off camera and throw in their comments whenever they see fit.
Not that he's the only one under 18 that's probably watching or listening.
No,
so,
no.
It doesn't matter. You know what would have been great? And to solve this problem, and this is just my thinking, okay?
Electrified stroller handles?
Hey, that's a good one as well. When you have a situation like that and you have your Disney popcorn stolen, and let's say you were headed out of the parks when it happened. You know, we're savoring this popcorn for the drive back to the hotel or the monorail ride or the tram ride, whatever it may be. And your Disney popcorn falls out of your hand. It goes all over the concrete, or somebody steals it or whatever, and that taste that you were going to have, that last moment of Disney greatness before you are about to go home from your vacation, the worst day of any vacation, and it's gone. There's nothing you can do about it, Eric. It's just gone. How wonderful would it have been if you could have just gone to Walmart and bought Disney Parks popcorn that you can just throw in the microwave and enjoy while you're sitting at home using one of your previous Disney souvenir popcorn buckets. Wouldn't you love to see that?
You know, Jeff, when you were setting that story up, you were painting that traumatic scenario for us. I thought the two words that were going to come out of your mouth were popcorn insurance. Because you were sounding like, you know, a Liberty National commercial, or Dennis Haysbert was about to lean over your shoulder and go, "You're in good hands with Allstate."
Close.
Yeah.
Close.
But yes, I will say I think that would be a rather good idea.
I think Disney could make some serious cash off just selling popcorn at Walmart. Disney Parks popcorn that you can enjoy while you're watching WDW After Dark, or watching a Disney movie, or watching whatever. Whether it be something on, you know, ABC Family, or just any show. Just to savor that wonderful flavor in your mouth and bring back some fantastic memories of your vacation by tasting that Disney popcorn while at home. I'm not talking about the popcorn that you buy at, like, the Emporium that's in the little bitty bag and everything. Not the same.
No, it's not the same.
It's no good. It's no good whatsoever. And it might taste like it just a little bit, but that fresh popcorn smell that you get from that cart on Main Street USA, coming out of your microwave or coming out of your popcorn maker into your bowl, ready to go and just waiting for you to eat it at home. People would buy that.
Yes, people would buy that. You know what else they might buy?
What?
If you could put that in a seasoning.
Oh, seasoning.
Yeah, see, think about that. Think about that.
Well,
Because
they
not
kind
only
of do that already, don't they?
I don't know, I've never bought any.
Well, they have the seasoning popcorn over at Epcot
Yeah.
at a couple of spots. They have that, but if they were to sell that,
If
like
they were
you're
to
saying.
sell the seasoning at Walmart
Yes.
or Target or somewhere, and I tell you, there's also you don't even have to use it on popcorn or just popcorn.
Oh man, yeah,
Have you ever taken popcorn seasoning and sprinkled it on French fries?
Oh God, yes I have. Oh yes I have.
Think about
Yeah.
this. Think
Yeah.
about this. Disney Parks brand popcorn seasoning on French fries.
Oh my goodness gracious, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh golly gee whiz. My mouth is watering right now.
That's going to go good with the bacon jerky, I'm telling you.
Yes, it would. Very good with bacon jerky. I think people would. I think there might be some people that wouldn't, simply because, well, if I'm not eating it in the parks, it's not the same thing. Okay, that's fine. Great. More for me. You don't want to buy it, don't buy it.
Okay, here's what you do. You go to your computer.
Yeah.
You pull up Sorcerer Radio.
Mm-hmm.
You start playing the radio feed.
Mm-hmm.
Close your eyes, start eating the popcorn, and you're pretending that you're just sitting on a park bench at Main Street, USA.
That works for me. I can
It
do
does.
that. Very nice.
See, you don't even have to pay attention to the bumpus hounds next door.
The bumpuses.
You don't have to worry about the cars driving by.
Yeah.
You can tune all that out.
Oh yeah, that's just going. That's
That's not the bumpus hounds. That's Pluto saying that he's glad we're back.
Oh man, it's just a simple solution. Disney popcorn available at your local grocery store.
So,
Mm.
all right, if people from Disney are watching and listening to this, which we know they do,
Yes, we do know this.
if we see this come out within the next few months to a year, we could just point to it and go, "That's our idea."
Check, please.
Not that we'll ever see any coin off of it. But
Oh no. That would never happen. No, but we would like for it to. But
yes, we would.
just say, hey, Disney. It's a fantastic idea. If you're gonna sell Disney candy in the stores and all this other little Disney stuff that you can eat that tastes absolutely nothing like the parks, but you want people to be able to remember, and at the same time, if they're eating Disney Parks popcorn and they're eating it on their couch and they've got little Sally and little Jimmy over here and they're eating it and they're, gosh, I remember that moment when we were in the parks and everything. We need to have more. Let's book a Disney vacation. Yeah, that's how it's done right there. You're getting more people in the parks. I'm sorry.
You can even include a coupon on the label
Coupons are
For,
great.
like,
Yeah.
for like $10 off of a single day ticket price to Magic Kingdom.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So see, it's
I
back
love
under $100, and everybody's happy.
And everybody's definitely happy about that. Yeah, they are. See, there's so many possibilities that you could just tie into popcorn alone. I mean, we're off on a real big tangent here. I'm just
Yes, we did, because this is live and uncensored, and what most people don't realize, completely unrehearsed.
But there are some times in your vacation where you associate your vacation memories with food, and whether it be a Mickey bar, whether it be popcorn, whether it be a Dole Whip, a turkey leg, whatever it might, those go along with your memories, but that's an opportunity to have those memories at home as well
There you go.
while you eat your Disney Parks popcorn.
While we're talking about products from Disney parks that would be great in the home, Dole Whips.
Yeah. Are you serious? Yeah.
Just think about this. Look in your grocer's frozen section for official Walt Disney Park Dole Whips.
The vanilla orange swirl, I'd love
Yes.
to have that. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Yes.
It's such a hard decision to decide between the orange vanilla swirl and a Dole Whip every time I go.
There you have it.
And I end up getting both anyway. But to have that at home, it just... If you're going to kill off that many turkeys, why not cook them, pre-package them, put them in the supermarkets, and all you got to do is throw it in the oven, heat it up when you get home. God, yes, winning. Hello. I said winning. That's just
I
absolutely.
was just wondering.
Can't believe I just said that. Somebody shoot
You
me.
got caught up in the moment, too.
I did.
It's just the idea of a Dole Whip in the frozen section it just unbalanced you so much that you would say winning.
When I start talking about Disney food, I lose myself.
Well, there you go.
That's just the way it is. So
Some
anyway.
people like having their pictures made with talking animals. You and me, we like going and eating somewhere.
This is true, and from looking at me, you would know that's what I'd like to do. So
I'm right there with you.
that's just the way it is. So okay, gosh, we could talk about popcorn and Disney food all night, but we'll wait for Kristen to come back to actually talk about Disney food news, which she normally has, but she's on her way back from Walt Disney World right now. So we got one more thing to get to as far as story-wise from the Walt Disney World Resort, Pirates of the Caribbean. Scheduled for a very lengthy refurbishment. We got two more things. I got one more thing, and Eric's got one more thing.
Right.
Disney announced last week that one of the Magic Kingdom's really most popular attractions, Pirates of the Caribbean, is going to be closed all summer. So there's no yo-hoing for anybody going to Walt Disney World this year due to a major refurbishment project that is going to be going on. Now, the project, which Disney scheduled for May the 11th through September the 25th, is going to be focusing on a number of items that need attention. You may recall hearing about two accidents that involved fingers reported at Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean in 2014. Recent visitors also report numerous closures of the ride and claim there are issues with the pirate audio animatronics not working properly. I saw this problem back in November at Walt Disney World myself, actually, as well as some other potential issues with the boats on the attraction. From what I hear, bottoming out on the attraction. Miley doesn't like the idea of that. She hates it.
Does she hate the bottoming out, or does she hate the closure for so long?
I think she hates the closure for so long. That's what I think bothers her. Now, we're going to let you know specifically when Disney announces what the changes are going to be to the refurbishment process as we learn about it. But visitors scheduled at the time should be aware that the closure could, affect wait times to other major attractions in the Magic Kingdom. So you could see other things that you may not usually have a long line end up having a long line now, because nowadays Pirates of the Caribbean used to be an attraction where you could just walk on, wait 5 minutes, you're done. These days, it's like a 45-minute wait.
Oh, yeah.
Because of its popularity,
And this is one of the original designed queues.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it's not as it's an interactive queue from an earlier interpretation of interactive. It's a queue that told a story. It immersed you in the story of pirates. It wasn't like these, hey, let's play this virtual game where we interrupt the flow of honey on this virtual wall here. It's not.
It's not like that.
No, it's not like that. It's not electronic. It's totally analog. It's not like, hey, let's line up these gems or things like that. And so that's something that worries me, that they're going to take away from that a little bit, that they may try to go more interactive. And don't get me wrong, interactive queue at Haunted Mansion, loads of fun.
Love the idea of that. Love
that one.
Yeah.
Love that one. Love the pictures that I have seen from Peter Pan's queue.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love what they did with Winnie the Pooh, because it is a ride designed for younger guests.
Yep.
And we all know that younger guests don't handle waiting in line as well as grown-ups, in theory. I know plenty of grown-ups that don't handle it very well either.
That is true, yes.
So it's just, I love the way that the Pirates queue immerses you. And I don't think that new virtual reality, next generation computer graphics, that sort of thing, is going to be able to do it as well.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Now, as far as animatronics, if it's going to go down for that long, there's probably going to be some refurbishments of the animatronics themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And given that Disney has, I don't want to say just completely gone retro.
Yeah.
But let's look at Enchanted Tiki Room. They went back to the original. They brought back Captain EO. We can debate whether that was a good move or not.
That's a real good debate too. Yeah.
But you're seeing a lot of interest in retro Disney. I wonder if they're not going to revisit some of the original animatronics, not the animatronics themselves, but what they were doing and what they were talking about.
Are we talking about the removal of Jack Sparrow or just the implementation of those older animatronics into what's already there right now?
I'm talking like, well, you may do some removal of Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you see Jack 4 times in the ride. And you see Davy Jones and you see Blackbeard.
Yeah.
And you see Barbossa. Do not take away Barbossa. Barbossa was one of the few pluses from the Jack Sparrow Love Fest makeover that I really, really liked.
Did you just say Love Fest and Barbossa in the same sentence?
I said Jack Sparrow Love Fest.
Yeah, but you threw Barbossa in there too. Yeah.
Okay.
You did that. Yeah.
Yeah. We named the monkey Jack.
Okay.
No. No, what I'm talking about is in the early versions of the ride, the pirates were not doing what we would consider to be politically correct activities.
True. Very true.
I mean, they were chasing women rather than having the women chase them with pitchforks.
Yeah.
The fat pirate in front of the barrel was not talking about treasure in the sense that
Nope.
No.
Nope.
He was talking about a different treasure right there.
Yeah, it was.
Not that we've got to go completely Neanderthal, but I would just love to see some of the pirates behaving badly.
Doing what pirates do.
Yeah. I mean, no, pirates did not go around singing yo-ho, yo-ho.
Right.
Well, they might, but there may have been copious amounts of rum in at that
Other
point.
words used.
Yes.
Yo-ho probably could have meant something totally different.
Yes, it could have.
It doesn't. So what you're saying, it doesn't have to be such a squeaky clean attraction, maybe?
It does not have to be squeaky clean. I mean,
Yeah.
the pirates were sleeping in mud with pigs, and they were, their dental hygiene was questionable.
Yeah.
I mean, they could act a little bad.
I mean, we still have one scene in the attraction where they're still acting a little badly. Where there's the auction of the beautiful redhead. We want it's.
Strike your colors, you brazen wench. No need to go
Exactly.
exposing your superstructure.
Exactly. Yeah, we still have that. So that's a way that probably it's better represented as pirates
Yeah.
in a way. But I could see what you're saying, and implementing some of the retro feels of the old Pirates of the Caribbean back into it. So I don't know if we'll see that or not. That's a lengthy refurbishment, so it's a possibility we could see that, or we could see something that totally from left field nobody expected during this process. Now, when they talk about the injuries that pirates had, people sticking their hands in the water, getting digits cut off, and other issues, that's just pure stupidity on, the guest's part by sticking your hands in there for one. but two, Disney need to find a different way to keep people a little safer when on the attraction. And of course, reports of the boats bottoming out. The weight of the boat, I guess, in certain areas that they may need to change the track and how high it goes, or how low it goes, or anything else. Could be, another issue that they're looking at as well from, the rumors and reports that have come out so far. But we don't exactly know. But like I said, we'll let you know as it happens. And if there's anything major that goes on, we'll be sure to mention it to everybody so that they know what to expect come late September when the attraction opens back up.
You know what they ought to, what I would love to have seen them do with these people who, like a bunch of idiots, you're told to keep hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat, right?
Yeah.
Your dumb butt sticks your hand out and you'll get some fingers cut off. You go up the gangplanks going like, "Wow, look at me! I'm going to sue!" Then they just should give you like one of those little hook things and says, "Here, I hope you learned your lesson."
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. I mean, that's people who have done stuff like that, especially while it's going down that little miniature hill.
Yeah.
Or whatever in that area, or the boat is gonna move in different directions along the track, and it's gonna hit up against it a little bit stuff.
Yeah.
And people are still dipping their damn hands in the water. It's water, people. It's nasty water. On top of that, you don't know how many people have been spitting that water or anything else, and you're sticking your hand in there. Come on.
There's
Grow
a reason.
A brain.
If it's a dark ride, there's a reason it's a dark ride.
Yes.
You're not supposed to see what's there.
No.
If you can't see do you reach down into dark holes that you don't know what's there? Well, some people do. They call it noodling, and they're trying to catch a catfish. But still.
Different, yeah. It's like sticking your hand in a toilet. Do you do that? Do you normally just stick your hand in your toilet for whatever reason? No.
Not as a general practice, no.
No. So why do it, when you're there? Just because I touched the water on Pirates.
It's kind of like Finding Nemo. I touched the butt.
I touched the butt. So it just, people, be smarter, and Disney, good on you for recognizing the problem, and I'm hoping figuring out a way to keep people from doing that in some fashion. I don't know how they're going to do it. They're redesigning the boats or adding something to it. Who knows what it might be. So keep your damn hands out of the water on Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay. So we'll talk about refurbishment as it happens. And Mr. Eric Allen, you have a rumor to get to as we close up the show, don't you?
Yes, I have a rumor. A few days ago, I saw it on Twitter. Somebody was saying, we hear that Disney is seriously considering this, and that is moving Carousel of Progress to Epcot. To Epcot. Yes, you heard that correctly.
I'm sorry. Say that one. Moving Carousel of Progress out of Tomorrowland in the Magic Kingdom, where it has been since day one, 1971, everything else, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
And moving it to where in Epcot? Where?
The old Wonders of Life Pavilion.
Huh?
Okay. Think about this. Okay. Wonders of Life Pavilion.
Yeah.
Now, when I heard this, I'm kind of like Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
The more I thought about it, the more I thought it kind of does make sense. Okay. Think about what the Wonders of Life is over next to.
Universe of Energy.
Yes.
Mission Space.
Yes. It's right in between those two.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, Carousel of Progress was originally sponsored by General Electric.
Okay.
Okay. And Electric, they were using it to hawk appliances. And the whole thing, progress is the central theme of the Carousel of Progress, naturally. And what do they showcase? They showcase things that run on electricity. Okay?
Okay.
So you're putting something that has a history of a relationship with electricity right next to a pavilion that's about energy.
Okay.
All right? You with me so far?
I'm with you so far, yeah.
Okay. Now, on the other side is Mission Space. What used to be on that property, on that spot in the pavilion?
Horizons, which had somewhat of a mentioning or slight theming towards what Carousel of Progress is, like the music and
It had thematic elements from
tidbits
Carousel
in
of
it, you know.
Progress.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And many people considered it to be Carousel of Progress 2.0. So you've got that kind of playing into it, even though this is, I admit that part's kind of a stretch.
It is a little bit because the attraction's not there anymore.
Right.
You know, for Horizons.
But if you look at Future World, you see the side with the land and the seas. It's primarily nature focused.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's focused as in, our relationship with nature, exploring nature, that sort of thing.
Right.
And the architecture of the park, the landscape and the architecture reflects that. There are more natural curves and just natural look to it. Over on the other side, where you have Test Track and you have Mission Space and you have Universe of Energy, all these have in common technological progress.
Yeah.
Technological innovation, invention, that sort of thing. So Carousel of Progress would fit right over there, as it also reflects technological innovation. And I know where you're going to get what you're going to say about that.
Okay, what am I going to say?
You're going to say you're still taking it out of Magic Kingdom.
You are, yes. I can understand giving it a whole World's Fair type of, feel to it on the inside of that building.
Yeah.
It would definitely theme well on the inside of it.
Got it.
It would definitely be an opportunity for a much, much, much needed update to the attraction itself.
Right.
Which we have been asking for quite a few years.
Right.
But at the same time, that's something that they could do where it's currently at.
Yes. There's still... Go ahead.
There's nothing wrong with moving it to a future world, type of feel for the experimental prototype community of tomorrow, which they could, in a way, it does take a look at that in the attraction, and it has for so many years, towards the end of it. Considering what they're using that building now for, different conventions, food and wine, flower and garden, so forth and so forth, so many other different things. It's not like right now it is a waste of space. They are utilizing it. I just don't know if I'm fully on board with taking it out of the Magic Kingdom. Even though it does not see a heavy attendance as far as people getting on the attraction anymore. It's come down to, what, I've seen maybe 20 people on the inside during a normal day at the Magic Kingdom. This could give it a way to give it a little more flair and get people more interested in the attraction. But when it comes to moving it away from the Magic Kingdom, it kind of just, in that hardcore Disney gut that I have, you kind of go, I don't know if I want that or not. But it's an opportunity for Disney to do a lot of different things with the attraction, update the attraction, World's Fair, sponsorships, so many other different things. I don't know.
Well, another red flag, another downside to this idea. Why are you moving it out of Tomorrowland in the first place?
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do with Tomorrowland? I mean, it's not like there's a plethora of attractions over there. I mean, there are some, yes. You got Space Ranger Spin. You've got Stitch's Great Escape. You've got the Astro Orbiter. You've got the People Mover, Laugh Floor. Yeah, I mean, I say it's not got a plethora, but the more attractions that we name off, it's kind of sounding like it has. But what would you do?
Well, here's the thing. Disney Imagineers have always got something on the drawing board.
Yes.
They've always got, I guarantee there's a long-ass file cabinet with all kinds of different ideas and concepts for new attractions, whether it be in Future World or whether it be in Tomorrowland or whatever part of the park you want to choose from. All they would have to do is pull out that Rolodex and go, ding, this is what we want. This is what's going to sell,
You're right. They
sell. Again,
they do not throw ideas away.
No, they don't. There's so many different things, possibilities that could go in that area. You knock down that whole building. Plus, I mean, in a way, you are kind of knocking out a portion of the People Mover as well, which can still be rebuilt, that track, and reintegrated as part of the attraction. No problem. Don't worry about that. That will still stick around. That won't go away. But I don't think they'll have a problem replacing it with anything. It could be as far as something from Meet the Robinsons, for crying out loud. You just don't know. There's definitely the Incredibles.
I mean, they have started on a sequel.
Guardians of the Galaxy, for Christ's sakes.
Well, they got to get the rights back from Universal on that one before. Well,
see, I thought that Guardians of the Galaxy was different because that was not part of Universal's contract. Am I incorrect on that?
I don't know.
I thought that it covered, the X-Men, Spider-Man, Captain America, all those guys and everything. But Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought, was a different entity, not included in that contract with Universal.
Now, see, I thought it applied to all. But if that doesn't, then yes, there is. How would you not?
Yeah. How would you not? Literally.
I mean, tell me, would it not be awesome as all get out just to have an audio animatronic Groot?
Yeah, that would.
I mean, he would just stand up there as like, I am Groot. And that's all he has to say.
That's all you got to do. Put him on the outside of the attraction as an animatronic.
Yeah, he can wave to everybody. I am Groot. I am Groot.
Yeah.
I am Groot.
But it still comes back to the fact that you're pulling the Carousel of Progress out of its original location. And a lot of people would have a serious problem with that.
That would almost be if you were to take the Jungle Cruise and stick it over in Animal Kingdom.
You'd have a riot. You would have a Disney riot of people losing their minds if something like that were to happen. Gosh.
What's that? The Disney fan base losing their minds over something?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
I'm shocked. Shocked that you would even insinuate that.
Trending on Twitter, for crying out loud. Oh, Lord. Gee whiz.
And people thought Pandora was bad.
Oh, man. That's nothing. Now, these are the people these would be the same people that started the uproar because of what happened with Maelstrom. Which, again, did not see a lot of attendance as far as people getting on the attraction.
You say that, and people have said that trying to justify that. But there have been plenty of times I have gone over there and see, like, the line is like, 40, 50 minutes.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I mean, you have them in spurts. Now, was it continuously that much all day, every day? No. But I could see it would make sense to me to put it over there, but just because it makes sense in my mind does not mean that I want it to happen.
It doesn't justify it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I would be curious as to whoever, put this out on Twitter, one, where they're getting the rumor from, whether it's a leak or whether it's some random Disney fan, who said, yeah, I'm gonna start a rumor on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take a classic Disney attraction, I'm gonna make it part of that, and I'm gonna make everybody crazy. At the same time, I could see somebody doing that because people out there like that love to do stuff like that. They love to ruffle the feathers of Disney fans.
I have tried starting a rumor a couple of times just to troll some people.
Just to see what would happen?
Because I've tried to start up the rumor, the fan theory that it links Frozen and Thor.
Oh, God.
Because, all right, and here it is. All right. Arendelle.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that set? That is set in Norway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. It's based on Norway anyway.
Yeah.
So, the first Thor movie, the ice giants invade Norway. When they invade Earth, it starts in Norway. Loki's whole story is that he is a baby frost giant that is adopted by Odin and raised as an Asgardian.
Yeah.
You see where I'm going with this?
I do. I do see where you're going with this.
So the theory, the it's all connected theory, is that the reason Elsa has powers is because she's a frost giant as well that has been adopted by the king and queen of Arendelle.
Oh, man. Oh, jeez.
So and really, boy. it's just me like tweaking the nose of these fans who have so totally bought into the fan theory that Frozen and Tangled and Little Mermaid and Tarzan and Beauty and the Beast are all connected.
Yeah, I see plenty of that all the time.
And they're the flimsiest. Most of them are the flimsiest of connections.
Oh, sure, yeah. But what does it do, though? It causes, I'm not going to say chaos, but it causes an uproar in the Disney community of, oh, well, it doesn't go along with that, or it's not this, or it's not that, and everything else. Yeah.
But it's people get talking about it.
They get talking about it, and I'm afraid that is where the basis of this rumor may have started. One person going, what is it I can say to ruffle the feathers and start getting people talking about what I post on Twitter, because I have 300 followers on Twitter. Those 300 people are going to see my post, or maybe half, and they're going to retweet or go, wow, that's an interesting idea. What if Disney? And then the what if becomes Disney is doing blah, blah, blah. Disney is thinking about blah, blah, blah. And what does it turn into? What we're doing right now, and that's...
And in that case, whoever put that rumor out there in the first place, whether it be the ones that posted it where I saw it, or if they posted it for because they saw it from somebody else, then they've done exactly what they've intended to.
Yeah.
But as we have not really lost our minds over it, I mean, this is the kind of discussion you want to have over it.
You do. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and give that person credit on this show for throwing a rumor out on Twitter, because you have no confirmation of it. It's a rumor.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to give you credit on it. I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I'll speculate about it and give you as to why it's a good idea or bad idea. But I'm not gonna say who you are just to give you viewers if it's a show, or viewers or readers if it's a blog or anything else. Kudos for a great idea, but give me more. Give me a little more of where you got this from, and then we'll elaborate more and say this person said this.
Yeah.
Because it started somewhere, and I don't know. That, you know what, that's an interesting thing that I would love for people to respond on for this week's show. And you can do it via our YouTube page right here. You can put it in the comments below, right at the end of the show or anytime that you like. Just give us your comments here on the page. Do you think it's a good idea for Disney to move the Carousel of Progress to the Wonders of Life Pavilion and expand? Or do you think it would be the worst? It's like almost sacrilegious to even consider moving the attraction to a different park within Walt Disney World.
Okay. Why don't we expand the scope of the question?
Okay.
Not just Carousel of Progress, but any attraction.
Any attraction. That's
Okay.
good. That gives us a little more to work with if we get responses. Yeah.
First of all, do you think it would be a good idea to take one attraction from one park and move it to another?
Yeah.
And if we're really playing what ifs here, say you could take one attraction from one park and move it to another, what would it be and where would you move it to?
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. Okay. So here's what they could do on that right there. And also, along with this, I want to know how many out there would consider, if it were to happen, buying Disney Parks popcorn in your local supermarket or grocery store or Walgreens. I want to know, if it was available, would you buy it? Would you eat it? I want to throw that out there too. So you got two different things that you can, kind of interact with us a little bit here on WDW After Dark by leaving a comment here on the YouTube page, leaving a comment on Twitter at WDW After Dark, or by sending us an email to wdwafterdark@gmail.com on those two subjects right there. It's a lot of good stuff we could possibly talk about in the next edition of the show.
Yes, it is.
We've discussed a lot of good things this evening. This has been good, Eric. This has been great.
We need to have a Woody and the Beef show every so often.
We do. We come up with some good crap, I gotta say.
We do.
I'm proud of us. I'm proud of us. All right. We definitely need to wrap things up. We only got a few minutes left. But I do want to mention our sponsors here on WDW After Dark, which kind of helps keep the show running in a way. And we definitely encourage you to visit our sponsors, all just by simply clicking on the sponsors on our webpage, WDW After Dark, like Fandango, Amazon, DirectToDrive.com, Entertainment Earth, also Halloween Express, and also Magical Journeys Travel. Kristen is our resident Disney expert, can book your Walt Disney World vacation, your Disney Cruise Line vacation, your Carnival Cruise Line, Disneyland vacation, a lot of different things. Check her out as well. Magical Journeys Travel is what you need to check out. All of this can be clicked on over at WDW After Dark. It's just a click of the mouse, and we would definitely appreciate it. And again, we want to say thank you to the Weeby Geeks Podcast Network for putting out WDW After Dark on iTunes and Stitcher Radio, and also we're syndicated with Shot Glass Digital as well, who puts it out there for us. They're with Rebel Force Radio and so many other great shows as well, so we want to thank you for their help with representing us and putting the word out there for WDW After Dark. Eric, I know we do this every single week, but this may be somebody's first time listening to the show. How can people get in contact with you, and is there any other time that they can hear you on a different show or a different anything? Just let them know right now, please.
Well, first off, I want to tag one more little bit of thanks on. I want to thank each and every one of you that's listening or watching here right now. So whether you're watching us on the YouTube or listening to us on iTunes, listening to us Shot Glass Digital, wherever you're listening, thank you for spending your time with us. Now, as far as where else you can hear me, well, you can hear me Tuesday mornings at 8 a.m. Eastern on Sorcerer Radio, srsounds.com, for a host of the Sorcom Review. And also on Saturday evenings on Sorcerer Radio at 8 p.m. Eastern as part of Mighty Marvel Geeks. And that can also be heard in podcast format on weebgeeks.net. And for getting in touch with me, that would be for primarily for Disney related matters, would be at Sorcom Review, and for general shenanigans and Marvel stuff in particular, that would be at Uncle Servo.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. And as always, I appreciate your time coming on the show and enjoying some Disney discussion and Marvel discussion with me and everything. Again, Eric, thank you very much for coming on with me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, definitely. Every single week. You're such a blessing to have here on the show. You can find me on Twitter at DW_60. My personal Twitter is at JeffDavis_75 if you want to follow that one. Interesting, real quick, I need to tell you about this because this happened a couple of hours ago. You remember how many times I've told you the whole Debbie Gibson story about, meeting her and getting to dance with her? And
yeah.
That's, you know how many times I've told you that, right? Okay. Well, I've been following Debbie Gibson on Twitter, and today, just a couple of hours ago, Debbie Gibson followed my personal Twitter account on Twitter. And I was like a schoolboy all over again. I couldn't believe it. I just, wow.
I was wondering what that crap-eating grin was for.
Yeah. I'm still just kind of, I guess it's just the fact that a celebrity actually followed me on Twitter, which is, she's not a A-lister, I guess, these days. She's a retro, musician.
Yeah,
well, not retro, but she's not forgotten, but she's not mainstream anymore. But she still is a celebrity. And for a celebrity to hit the follow button on just my little itsy-bitsy account on Twitter, it's I was, wow.
Yeah.
Debbie Gibson of all people. Yeah.
I felt the same thing when Hayden Christensen followed the Sorcom Reviews account. So
yeah, see, it's just like that right there. It just kind of wows you a little bit, and if they understood, the impact that they have on our lives just by doing those little bitty things, should make them feel very appreciated and know how much we enjoy their entertainment, whatever form of entertainment it may be. But anyway, those two Twitter accounts you can follow me on if you like. You can hear me on Sorcerer Radio Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. Eastern Time for DW60. I cover all the Walt Disney World news for the week, and also some great music from today in the Walt Disney World Resort as well. So a nice little mixture there that you can check out. And there's a replay of the show that very same night at 7 p.m. Eastern if you weren't able to listen to it in the morning. We will once again return next week, hopefully, with another edition of WDW After Dark. Now, like we said, please spread the word, tell people about us, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever it may be, over on YouTube, and give us a rating on iTunes as well. You can listen to us on Stitcher Radio and a couple of other different ways. All this information can be found over at WDWAfterDark.com. Eric, you have anything else before we sign off for the night?
Tomorrow evening on Mighty Marvel Geeks, we will be chatting with a gentleman by the name of Jason Aaron. Now, if I know you've heard the stories here on After Dark. He is about the new Star Wars comic series coming out from Marvel. Also, the changes to Thor in Marvel. He's now a woman, or rather, Thor is still around, but there is a new Thor who is a woman, and she has taken up the hammer. So, this guy.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna touch that one, dude. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to have to pay more attention to what I say around here because apparently I said something. But she has.
Oh, wow.
She is the new Thor.
Yeah.
But Jason is the writer for both those series, and we have a lot of good discussion with him. So I would say. I would invite everybody to tune in to srsounds.com at 8 p.m. Eastern on Saturday evening.
Appreciate that. Look forward to it. Can't wait to hear it, Eric. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
And for everybody else, again, we thank you so much for listening to and watching WDW After Dark, and we will see you next time. Take care, and have a wonderful and safe weekend.
crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join Weeby Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to Weeby Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at WeebyGeeks.net. Weeby Geeks, your voice for the Geek Revolution. Want to know more?
The new sound of Sorcerer Radio. Version 3.0.
Sorcerer Radio presents the Sorcerer Radio app version 3.0.
We have the technology.
Check out our brand new Sorcerer Radio app for all iDevices as well as Android devices.
Better, stronger, faster.
Streaming Disney music 24/7. App highlights include a new broadcast window that shows you what you're listening to and what's coming up next.
Hot dog!
Multitasking so you can listen to SR as well as perform other tasks on your iPhone.
Gorge.
Listener access to all of our daily shows. The new interface, a new buffered stream, auto reconnect when signal is lost, visual EQ, pause, rewind, and scrub features,
My goodness!
and the new SR info area. Get your virtual Disney World fix today with the new Sorcerer Radio app version 3.0 from Sorcerer Radio.
Be careful with that. It's extremely dangerous.
SRSounds.com.